Hi, I'm Mike Bledsoe, CEO of The Strong Coach, and I totally recognize that a lot of people are having trouble with their health and fitness right now and figuring out what they can do at home. So we're making a series of videos to help you do just that.
Hey, what's up? Mike Salemi here, and I'm a performance specialist, really supporting people just like you in terms of what can you do to elevate your level of performance way beyond the gym. Like, I know right now it's so confusing and challenging with not having structure, and so one of the things that I love doing and love inspiring and sharing and motivating is telling you the best things and the most efficient things that you can do right now to get the most out of your body, to get the most out of your performance, once again, well beyond the gym. And so I'm really excited to share this journey with you and support you in any way we can.
We're going to talk about morning routine right now. And one of the reasons I'm excited about it is because you put together something called Kettlebell Lifestyle recently. And a lot of the feedback that you received, and of course I got a copy for everybody else. The morning routine is super solid, and you got a lot of a really positive response on that. Can you tell us why morning routine is really important and what got you into making that part of a training program?
One of the things I've realized is, I mean, it sounds simple, but it's the truth. Like, how you start your day is going to have a direct influence, transfer, and carryover in terms of how the rest of your day is going to follow. And one of the things that I realize is, literally in a short amount of time, even if it's 1 to 10 minutes, that focused intent around a morning routine practice changes everything. And so from focus to mental clarity, feeling the state of relaxed readiness, creativity, imagination, all those things can just be influenced simply by breath work. And so that was to help people and support people, not do all the distractions, but just have some focused time and then see what happens the rest of the day as a result. And so I think there's just so much input and so much distraction. But also I think too, like, when you do anything consistently, you're gonna start seeing results, right? And so I think it's like one of the hardest things is just getting people into a practice of consistency minus the distractions. So remove a few distractions and then do it even if it's 5 minutes, and then just watch what happens. Every person, just like any training style, everyone's gonna gravitate to their own preferred morning routine, right? There is some common themes, like I would say, like getting up, like brushing your teeth, drinking water to start your day. Breathwork can be a super powerful way to start your morning, but I will say, like, typically I look at 5 aspects. I look at breathwork, I look at mobility, I look at some type of movement, whether that's body weight or body weight or kettlebell training, stretching, and then some type of active meditation. Sometimes I like combining them all, and sometimes based off of how I'm feeling that day, I might choose one or another. But simply, any one of those aspects can be a super powerful way to start a morning routine.
Yeah. So in your program, one of the things I notice and I appreciate, sounds like your morning routine can get really big and long. And before I was doing your program, I was spending about 2 hours in my morning routine, which is great. But sometimes I get exhausted and I go, you know what, I just want to have a 10-minute routine and get into my day. And when I got in your program, I go, you know what, I'm going to do 10 minutes a day for a week, almost like giving myself a break or like a rest from like training. And I think a lot of people, like, I had to dial myself back. A lot of people, I think they need to do a 2-hour morning routine or an hour long, and just 10 minutes is really nice.
Honestly, like, a lot of people, well, there's plenty of people who don't know what to do, but there's plenty of people who know what to do that still don't do these things that are hugely beneficial. And one of the things is because, like, our days are so full. And what I realized is on everything from stretching to breath work to whatever it is, if it's shorter and the quality's there, that's gonna have way more of a positive impact than feeling like you have to do an hour's worth of work or an hour and a half work of anything. So for me, it was like, I wanna give people something that, maybe 2 hours would be better if I got all these different aspects in. But dude, if you just did 8 minutes of breath work, or literally even before you go to bed, I would say, like, at least do one stretch and watch what happens. It's a game changer. You don't have to do 30 minutes, you don't have to do an hour, just do one and do it quality and do it every single day. That type of frequency is gonna have so much more of a positive impact.
So somebody's watching this and they go, okay, I'll do 5 minutes, I'll do 10 minutes of a morning routine or a nighttime stretch. What should that person do? You go, okay, I'm gonna get started. what's a 5 to 10 minute routine in the morning that someone does it and they're going to feel the difference within the week?
For me, no matter what it is, whether it's training, stretching, breath work, whatever it is, the first thing I always do is warm up my core temperature. So I'll always do some type of marching in place. Sometimes it's with arm movements out in front, over the head, but basically it's to slowly and gradually warm up the body's core temperature, warm up the tissues, warm up the nervous system. Because no matter what you're doing, like let's say a stretch, right? One of the worst things you can do is stretch cold, right? Especially if you're doing focused stretches like myofascial stretches, right? When you're putting all the fascia on tension, one of the things you know is like, we know that water and heat are two things that really help lubricate and move tissues. So always I'm doing usually between a 1 to 3 minute march in place to warm things up. Then after that, I might just do a little bit of mobility work. Nothing crazy, like literally the pelvis is a key area, the pelvis and the spine. If I were to take 2 little mobility exercises, maybe just march, pelvic rocks, warming, rolling and unrolling the spine, and then I would sit down for whatever duration I have. And the breath work's gonna be really dependent on some of the things I found is like sometimes when you get up, if you're stressed, you need to calm down. Sometimes you're a little tired, you need to wake up. So there can be different focused breath work to kind of ramp things up or slow things down. If I wanted to really calm things down, then basically I would always focus on some type of diaphragmatic breathing. So breathing in through the belly. I'd breathe in and out through the nose because there's parasympathetic nerve endings in the nose. So it's simply by the act of inhaling in and out through the nose, you excite those nerve ends. So you excite the rest, the repair side of the body. So basically what I would do is inhale nice and deep and then exhale nice and slow. And if you can have basically a 2 to 1 ratio, so if the exhale can last approximately twice as long as the inhale, that is also shown to have a more beneficial effect for relaxation and stuff like that. So maybe between 10 and 30 breaths, breathing in through the belly, using the nose, inhale for 4, exhale for 8. And then I could continue that. And if I wanted to charge up a little bit more, if you've ever seen like, sometimes it's called like piston breathing or fire breathing. And that's a very forcible, quick, like pressurized exhale through the belly. And when I do that for like 30 reps, I'm like, okay, it's ready to go. So marching, very quick mobility, 10 reps of spinal roll downs, pelvic tilts. And then depending on what you want, you can do another 3 minutes of diaphragmatic breathing and some piston breaths.
Cool. And if someone wants to go further?
I love mobility training, flows and stuff like that. So I might do a more complete total body mobility flow, hitting every joint. So from the toes to the ankles to the knees to the hips, basically looking at every major joint and then warming up those, increasing the awareness of those areas. And then a lot of times, you know, I love the unconventional training tools. Right now, my training has been so much more about play than it has been about hard training. So a lot of times I'll just grab something like a band, rig it to a corner, and I'll just set a timer, 5-10 minutes, and I'll put together just an easy sequence where all of the movements are integrated with the breath. So for example, like anytime you do any type of movement, so let's say you come out of a squat or you come out of a deadlift, right? Or you pull any time where the rib cage is opening, you match that with inhalation. Anytime the rib cage is closing or you're moving down into the fetal position, you would match that with exhalation. You'd go nice and easy, and when you do that, integrate breath with movement, these simple movements with like a band, like it just feels amazing. So literally if you wanted, in 20 minutes, you could do everything that I said. So it's like, I don't want to say there's no excuse, but with a very little time investment of focused work, the benefits is tremendous.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check the link below to find more. And if you're a coach that wants to build a 6 or 7 figure coaching business, go to thestrongcoach.com.